Amsterdam Film Show. So hello, my name's Kathy and welcome to the Amsterdam Film Show for September 2018. So we're going to share some special film events going on in Amsterdam this month. There's loads usually, but we've just picked out a few. We will review a film, Searching, and we've got some thoughts from some local Amsterdammers on this film as well, and then some pics of the new releases in September. And we've got some news. We've started up a meetup group. It's called the Amsterdam Film Club. So the idea is we get together to see some films. If you want to give us your thoughts on any of the films, that's great, and we might include the feedback in the show. So you can find us on meetup.com and you search for Amsterdam and Film. There's lots of good film meetups, by the way, and I'm a member of lots. That's cool. You can just pick and choose and come along when you like. And the Amsterdam Film Club is also on Facebook as a group. So on Saturday the 22nd of September we have Desperately Seeking Susan, obviously a film from 1985 if you remember, with a live band. Now this is part of Eyeshadow, which is a new series at the Eye Film Museum. And they pair modern classic films that have a strong soundtrack with live performances and drinks at the bar afterwards, which all sounds very social to me. And of course, Desperately Seeking Susan, the soundtrack includes the hit single Into the Groove by the cast member Madonna. Expect the live performance to fit that, so it'll be slightly poppy. On Monday the 24th of September we have Hamlet at the Criterion. So that's a 1996 film. It's part of the Modern Classicers series that they always show at the Criterion. They show on Monday nights at 10 o'clock, but this one is at 8 because it's a 4-hour film. So Kenneth Branagh stars and directs in Hamlet, the adaptation of Shakespeare's famous tragedy, and it's chosen for the Modern Classics series because the September theme is Masters of Revenge. On Thursday the 27th of September we have Tess Nota, otherwise known as Closeness, and it's with English subtitles at the Cine Centre. So the Cine Expat series screens recent foreign language films with English subtitles. This one's a Russian drama. A small community shows its vulnerability when a poor young Jewish couple are kidnapped and held to ransom. And they always choose the best of the foreign films for this series. And for our review, we're going to talk about Searching. It's been out in Dutch cinemas since the 6th of September. And it's a crime thriller. And we spoke to a few members of the Amsterdam Blockbuster Movie Meetup to see what they thought.
Hi, I'm David. I organise some of the Blockbuster Movie Meetups. Tonight we're doing Searching. We do a lot of blockbuster films, and this kind of stuff is all alternative cinema. So we have Pathé cards, so we go and see more or less anything.
Hi, sweetheart. Just checking in because it looks like you already left for school this morning. Hey, Margot. Dad again. Why did you leave your laptop at home? I haven't been able to reach Margot.
Wait, you can't find Margot?
Study group only went till 9.
She said it was going all night.
No, she definitely left at 9.
Authorities are asking anyone with information to please call the hotline or 911 immediately.
Update me whenever you learn something.
Did she mention anything unusual going on lately?
We're not really that close.
But you guys are friends.
Kind of.
She has friends, right?
She keeps to herself a lot.
She's quiet.
I did see her eat lunch alone.
On Thursday?
Every day.
I thought the film was really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought there were plenty of twists and turns that I didn't really expect, although it linked into some of the details that they provided that you kind of glazed over when you're watching it. Try not to do too many spoilers here. I did think that if I ever go missing, my mum will have a much harder time trying to find where I am, because my laptop is a lot harder to get into. For a start, it has a password. There are a few technical flaws in the film, but otherwise I really enjoyed it. It was good fun. Let's say it's a murder mystery film, and yes, it's kind of in the same kind of genre as maybe like something like CSI, where you're like fed the information very slowly, and you're kind of like on the edge of your seat throughout the film. and that's really good. And they loop back to bits that, like as I say, they glaze over in the earlier part of the film, and they're like, oh yeah, that guy. I'm trying again, not too many spoilers. Yes, so it's quite clever how it's done, and that's really cool.
What could you say about the performances and the direction?
I thought it was very impressive due to the fact that the film is literally through a bird's eye view of a laptop. The whole thing, like there is no live footage. Everything is done through a view of a laptop of one way or another. So it's very impressive that you can tell a story, without doing any normal film stuff. So that was very clever, and I really enjoyed that. I thought it was very clever. Out of 10, I thought, let's go for 8.5. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Like, it's one of the better movies we've seen this year. So I definitely recommend it.
It's quite lo-fi, but it also then brings you quite close to our own daily experiences with using technology, especially communicating with our families, for example, with FaceTime. So I found that was really strong, actually, because it drew me in, because it's quite a personal story. A man with his missing daughter. And like other lo-fi thrillers, like say the Blair Witch Project, which was very successful, if you have a really good story, the whole kind of lo-fi technology thing doesn't really matter. You're still gripped, you're still into it. And I think Searching is a very good story. There's loads of twists and turns, several red herrings. I was caught out with a couple. And I kind of had a feeling about what the way it ended, that I might have guessed it, but I wasn't really spot on, and I think it'll surprise you. And I personally like the fact that they've got a strong Asian American main cast, but they don't make a big deal out of it like the other current release, Crazy Rich Asians. They're just a normal American family, and that's how it should be. And I remember the end sequence is thoroughly gripping. And it's quite funny in places. So they're poking fun at the changes of technology and some of the quirks about the devices that we use every day. And for that, it's worth seeing it on a big screen, because I think on a smaller screen you might not see some of those details. And they're fun. So I give it a very good 8 out of 10. Okay, so other new releases in September. I've picked out 3 films and 2 documentaries. So from the 13th of September, we've got Mandy, a horror film starring Nicolas Cage and Andrea Riseborough. A Vengeful Lumberjack, anyone? So this looks like a super stylish future horror classic, and it's starring one of my all-time favourite actors, Nicolas Cage. So the only question is, am I too pussy to see it? I'm afraid the answer is yes. It's reportedly very violent, and I don't think I can cope, but maybe you can. So also from the 13th of September, we have I Am Not a Witch, a comedy drama set in Zambia. A young girl is sent by her village to a witch camp. But what if she's just a girl? So this is out about a year after its UK release, and you might try to find a screening with English subtitles if you can. I haven't found one yet, but I know that Katie Crook from the Cine Expat programme is trying to get a copy. But there are also plenty of screenings with Dutch subtitles if you can understand the Dutch. So this is a newcomer director, but it already looks beautifully shot, and I'm very interested in how she balances the humour and the serious side of the story in I Am Not a Witch. From the 20th of September, The Children Act, a courtroom drama. Oscar winner Emma Thompson plays a judge with a particularly heavy moral dilemma with life or death consequences for a teenage boy. Meanwhile, her marriage is falling apart. So if ever there were a role custom fit for Emma Thompson, this is probably it. This is a worthy intellectual premise with a top cast, and expect it to be nominated for some awards. And from the 27th of September, McQueen, a documentary. a look at the life and work of the late fashion designer Lee Alexander McQueen, one of the most interesting designers with a dark and bold creative vision. So McQueen himself and his friends and family are on camera discussing the pressures of the industry and his troubled mind, and it's had very good reviews. Now this is one we've picked for our new meetup group. The Amsterdam Film Club will be seeing a screening of McQueen on Wednesday the 26th of September at the Cine Centre. Sign up at meetup.com if you want to join us. And finally, Fahrenheit 11/9, a documentary. The latest Michael Moore shock doc looks at the rise and presidency of Donald Trump, not to be confused with his earlier film Fahrenheit 9/11. So this is interesting because the IMDb rating for this is like less than 5 out of 10, and the Rotten Tomatoes score is something really good, like 96%. So there's obviously some political voting going on there. But no matter how highly it's rated, I really don't fancy going to the cinema to see more of Donald Trump. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for joining us for the September 2018 edition of the Amsterdam Film Show. I'm Kathy. You can find me at Kathy Central. And this month it wasn't a great month for films, I suppose, but next month there's some corkers. So see you again in October. And don't forget, of course, about our Meetup Club if you want to see movies with us, unless you want to see movies on your own, like this guy. You'll find us on meetup.com, the Amsterdam Film Club. Amsterdam Film Show.